Hi guys, welcome to the Darling Details Card Club. I just want to take a second to remind you of what your class included. You had the option for the add-on, so that's the stamp set and dies. Then it came with a pack of paper, and then the ribbon, and let me pull out. Now you'll get a full pack, but I'm going to pull, let me see. I just had them. And a full pack of the irresistible or iridescent petal gems. You'll get a full pack of those. And then I'm going to throw in a pack of dimensionals so you can pop everything up. Now, this is a little bit different than the other, the free card kits that you guys get from me. I'm going to cut, so I will die cut anything that is not included in this bundle, but I won't I won't cut out your paper, and this is why, because this is the card that we're going to make right here, but maybe you don't want this paper. You have a whole pack of paper that you could pick from, but I do cut the card bases and everything for you. So basically this is what you'll get with, and you'll get the envelope. So you've got a piece to stamp on, you've got your die cut circle. This is the piece that you will die cut, and then this is the piece that adheres inside, and then you'll cut your own designer series paper. So that's that. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't think I was not giving you or doing all the pieces, because I am. So I've already the measurements on the PDF that I'm going to email you, or that you got, will have the measurements on it, and the measurements will basically tell you that it's not always going to be an exact measurement because of the die cut, and this is why. So when you're die cutting this out, your Calypso coral piece, as you can see, it has ends right here that are kind of like, so what we're going to do is we're going to weave our ribbon through those things. You have to have it to where you can have one on the end to where you can tuck it under, because underneath here it's tucked. So like for this, I'm going to have to trim this down, because you see here it looks weird. So when you're cutting it, just keep that in mind. And then when you're cutting your designer paper, you'll have to keep that in mind too, that you know, once you get this piece down, then just measure this, and it'll be 1/8 of an inch from all four sides. Now, I would say that from this line right here, I don't know if you guys can see the indentation from the die, but I would measure from there to that, like that. So that's just, this is a little bit different bundle, or the dies. I mean, they're really a cool set to have, and I'm enjoying this set. So I guess the first thing we'll do is we'll just go ahead and get our stamping going, and then we'll get into the cutting. So for this, if you guys see paint on my hands, I've been painting my house. I'm still painting, and I'm taking a break from painting because I was tired of staying on the ladder, so I thought I would go ahead and film this video real quick while I designed the card last night, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and do this now, or film the video. So the color that I'm using, and I also put that in the description, is the Calypso Coral and Lost Lagoon, which those are the colors of your paper, those are the colors of your ribbon, and that's the colors of your designer series paper. I know some of you don't have Stampin' Up! Colors, and that's okay. Whatever you have that will match the closest. So I am going to grab a scratch piece of paper real quick. So funny, I normally have a whole bunch of it just sitting here. Oh, here they are. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna do a lot of like stamping off. So that's why I wanted to grab a piece of paper. Now, if you have a photo Palmer stamp set, it's best to have something cushioned. If you don't have one of these, this is called the Stamp and Pierce mat, I think that's what it's called. If you don't have one of these, you can use like a phone book or a magazine or just something that gives it some cushion. Especially with this, because this is the, oh, what do they call this? Like, well, I'll show you. When you stamp, you're going to be able to tell. It's like, I don't know what the name of it is. But anyways, it's like, you can see how it's kind of distressed or whatever. So that's why. And I will tell you, I don't know. I had the hardest time lining this stamp up. I don't know why. But I guess it just depends on how picky you are. I think I was being a little bit more picky because I knew I was making the sample for you guys. But, you know, to each is their own. I might have to get my head in the camera because I really have to get over this. And there's also like a glare, so... for my team, I'm on a design team. Oh, I did pretty good that time. Good. I was on camera. That's rare. Also, you're going to do these little, 3 of these little flowers, these little petal flowers. But anyway, on my team, I'm on a design team, an artisan design team. And now these I just go full ink, and they're real picky. Like, I have to have basically everything perfectly stamped. They don't really complain about it, but that was just part of the criteria for you to actually make it onto the design team. So it's only for 3 months, but she actually is going on a cruise for 2 weeks, and she forgot to assign new people for another 3 months. So I'm going to be, I told her I would just keep doing it. It's not a big deal. To me, it's not a big deal to do it. I'm already designing for you guys, so as long as I'm doing a good job on the cards, she does, you know, it doesn't matter to me. Okay, so then there's this leaf, and then this one. This set has a lot. I don't know why I didn't purchase this sooner. So same thing with this one. I'm going to stamp off. And you're going to do a couple of these. Okay. And then this one will be full ink. Probably gonna stick my chest in the video and you're gonna see paint all over me. I am full of paint. I've got to get it done. I've got so many people. So my daughter's getting married. A lot of you already know that, but and it's coming quick, and I know people's going to be in my house, and we've been in our house for a while, but I just haven't felt like painting. You know, painting is not everybody's thing. It's definitely not mine. I know for sure. My husband and I, we painted the living room, but it's like, it's the hallway. My husband's like, oh, we don't need to do that. I'm like, yes, we need to finish it. We need to get it done. So it's over and done with. So that's what I'm made it my goal to get that done this week. And it's already Wednesday and I have 2 long hallways, so I have a lot to do. Okay, and then I picked the sentiment thank you, and that's just because I send out a lot of thank yous. I also send out a lot of birthday cards, but right now there's thank you, just a note. I think this one would probably be a little bit too big. Hello there, happy birthday, for what we're trying to do. So I already have plans for these cards, so I am going to use the thank you again. And you're going to stamp that on your little circle. One side is bumpier than the other side, so... And I'm doing that in the Lost Lagoon, but you, like I said, you can pick what you want. On the back of the paper here, it lists all the colors that are in your papers, and that's all the Stampin' Up! Papers. So like if you wanted to buy cardstock or ink or anything to match what your projects that you're doing, that's how you know what to buy. Now we're just going to go up in the, kind of up in the left corner. Okay, and that's it for the stamping, so pretty easy on that. Okay, so I can put this away, or out of the way, I should say. Oh. This thing is in the way. Okay. Alright, so I am going to die cut this and I'll be right back. Okay, let me just put my dies up so I don't lose them. And I don't think I can ever do a video without my neighbor mowing. Like, I think he mows the grass every day. Okay, so now we're going to look on here. I think this looks kind of good because unless you chop this here and here, it'll always have like a half a little, like a, let me put this up here. So see how this is kind of like halfway? Turn it a little bit. So see how there's like a half of the hump. Unless you cut here and like here, because you have, remember, you have to have one of these long right here, or one of these holes, slots, to be able to tuck your ribbon behind. So unless you cut like here and like say like one of these places, you know, and maybe that's what you want to do. It'll still look cute that way. For me, it doesn't bother me that there's a half a thing. What would bother me is if one side did and one side didn't. So, it's your choice what you want to do, how you want to cut it. I'm going to leave that to you to decide on your own. But for this video, I'm going to do it just like this. Okay. So with that being said, I'm just going to, basically this side to me is fine. So I'm just going to try and match that. So I'm going to come over here, and I know that if I cut this right down, see, I'm lining up this hole right here, and I'm going to go straight, because basically if you look on here, you can see there's a little hole right here. So I'm going to try and match that. That's all I'm doing, is trying to match it. And you can tell because when you look down in your track, you can see that little hole, and just slice it off. Okay. And then let's see what I do with. So then that's when you come in and you see, make sure, does my designer series paper, like I already kind of knew because I had already done this card, so I already kind of knew the measurements, but this is where you would adjust your measurement if it's not, you know, what you think. Okay. So now you're going to bring in your ribbon, and I usually just leave it on the spool. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go in like this for the top one. The first one, you're going to go over. And I'm just cutting this so it fits in there perfect, but and this is, I think it's 3/8 inch, in case you want to use, oh, it's a 1/4 inch. Yeah, a 1/4 inch. That makes sense because it's skinny. Okay, so you just weave it in and out. Weave, every once in a while I had to recut the to get the frills or whatever, but so remember the top one, you're going to go down into it, like there's going to be this here, because when we're done we're going to wrap it around to the back to tape. So now you're going to come up. And just kind of give yourself a little bit. And just keep doing that until you get all the way to the end. It's so early. It's like 7:30 in the morning and the guy's mowing the grass already. I'm like, well, he hires his grass done, but I could almost swore they did it yesterday. But so we have the guy next door gets his lawn mowed, and then we have the people that do our neighborhood. So that could be what it is, and I just hear it. But I know it's Florida, so you have to get up early to mow your grass because it's so hot here, but I feel like all that grass would just stick underneath your lawnmower because it's still wet out. And then for your last one, you want it to come out the same way from the bottom up. I need to trim it. I can't hardly get it through there. Okay, so that's it. Just kind of pull it tight and then chop off. You don't really need that much on the end. Okay, so what I did was I brought in just some masking tape. Is that what you call this? Masking tape? I'm going to cut that off a little bit more. I was just made a post talking about I collect Ray-Done pottery, and this is pottery. Isn't it cute? It says tape. I have a blue one too. I had to buy both because, you know, I'd seen both, had to have both. And my two favorite colors are pink and blue. There's a little dish that has the Post-it notes. I've never been able to find it, and sadly, the people that collect this with, you know, they charge crazy. People go out and hunt this. Like, they'll go to the stores and buy it all up and then try to sell it for more. I used to do it a long time ago. Not sell it, but just go out and hunt for it. But it was crazy. It got too crazy. When I had built my last house, I was obsessed with decorating it and that. And now don't worry about this because you're not going to see it at all. Okay, and then let's see. I can get this out of the way. I think I'm going to do the liquid glue. I am so painted, and I haven't even gotten that far in the painting process. I think I'm wearing more than it's on the wall. Okay, so then now when you go to put this on your card, you can put it on, use dimensionals if you want, but I'm just gonna glue it. I know that there's extra dimension down here, but it doesn't matter. I do kind of put a little bit, like a little dot of glue up under here where the tape isn't, you know, kind of sticking it down. And I do give the ribbon a little bit of a layer of glue just because I do want it to kind of stick down and not come up or fray. Okay. So you can go higher and just do or in the middle, whatever you want to do. I just kind of did the middle. I know it's a little bit thicker than what we would normally do, like with the 1/8 of an inch around, but I think it looks really cute like this. So, and then normally what I do is I just put something heavy on it to let it dry for a minute. Okay, so our circle, we can just kind of lay out. What I do is I just kind of lay out my leaves to where they're going to be glued down like this, flush with the, like flat, and then put my flower on top of that. That's just, I like it to stay, or instead of, I feel like it glues better if you do it like that rather than doing it like this. It's just smoother. And then I just kind of come back in, and where I didn't get the glue, I'll apply a little bit of glue. I kind of figured it was going to squirt out. That's why I went over there on my scratch paper. Okay. And then you can pop this up if you want. I'm just going to glue it flat because I'm going to pop this whole thing up, and I just feel like it's enough dimension. I know if you do too much dimension that the post office will charge you extra, which I already pay extra anyways, but I always put extra. So whenever you have like the little gems like this, they consider that non-machinable, and they won't let you, or you have to pay extra to mail it. I feel like it's just another, you know, reason for them to charge you another fee, but they say that it gets caught up in the machine, but I don't know. I don't know what everything consists of when it comes to the mail, but I know I just buy, when I go into the post office and I buy my stamps, I tell them that I need I think it's a 2-ounce stamp or something like that, which it's almost double in price, but at least I know they're not going to send it back, I guess. I've had so many cards come back, and I'm just like, you know what, it's not worth it, because especially if you're trying to send something on time for a birthday or whatever you're sending your card for. So I just go in there and buy the extra, and you know. Now you just position this however you want. I kind of went more to the right and, you know, let my flowers do whatever. And even for these, I didn't pop these up. I just put them on because I knew I was going to put a rhinestone on there. Let's see, I'm going to put it, okay, so I'll put it here since there's no flower right there. Oh, but you know what? I said I was going to pop it up and I didn't. Let me see. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my gems. So these were, it's been a while since I did the card class to go. That's the free with purchase cards that kits that you guys get when you place the $35 order with me, or if you do the 50, you get an embellishment. And I did this one a while back. I'm sure you guys are out of them by now because this is kind of a small pack compared to, you know, they cost the same as the bigger ones, but this is kind of a small pack, but they're so pretty. I love them. They just sparkle. It's totally my jam. Okay. Now we just glue in our inside. And I already put away my glue. I forgot about it. Or your tape run or whatever you're using. Got that a little crooked. Okay, so there's card 1. I'm going to design card 2 and then I'll come back and do another video. It'll actually be on this same video, but the process, I'm letting you know my process. I've got this one all made and cut for you guys, and now I'm getting ready to work on the next card. Anyways, I'll be back. Bye. Okay, so this is card 2. It's gonna come in the bag like this, and so this is all your pieces. Now you can cut a piece of designer series paper to go at the bottom if you want, or you don't have to. It's up to you. It was an extra little piece at the bottom when I cut, so I add it for detail. And I'll just snip it off from the back. And then this is a full sheet. This will cover the entire front of your card. This layer. And this piece you'll have to cut yourself out of. You know, you can pick whichever designer series paper or whichever piece out of your pack that you want. This is just what I chose. Okay, so let's see. This is going to go here, but this one we're going to die cut. So you're going to try to align this as well as best you can, and just die cut out of the center. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, you might want to run this through a couple times. These little flower holes or whatever were kind of a pain to die cut. Now you can line this up and stamp and then adhere it if you want, or you can adhere it, whichever. Some people are better at stamping than others, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it, and I'm doing that in Calypso Coral, and I'm going to use the stamp Just a Note, but you can use with any of these. That pretty much all of these will fit, except for maybe, I don't know, I think they'll all fit, but I'm using Just a Note so I can send it as a thank you card later. Whenever I have photo palmer stamp sets, I always try to use a mat, the Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm going to try and keep this up in the upper right corner. Okay. And now we'll adhere this down. I'm going to get, let me see if I can find a, I'm just going to put a scratch piece of paper under here in case I don't like getting glue on my table. I'm just putting a small dot in between each one of the flower dots. Just kind of hold that part down a little bit. Okay. And then this I cut just a smidge smaller. I'm noticing I didn't get all my things pulled out of there. Excuse me, I have been so sick. I'm trying my best to not cough. Okay, then for this I put dimensionals on the back, but before you do that you want to die cut your flowers, and I'm going to die cut 2 of these in the Lost Lagoon and 1 of these in the Calypso Coral. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so you want to situate your flowers how you want them. I just kind of, now you can poke all this out if you want, or you can leave it in. I think for this one I did, and some of the other cards I didn't. So it's up to you. Now, if you wanted to use the adhesive sheets on the back of here, that would probably be a good idea. I'm just gonna go for it with the glue. Okay, so then I took my, let's see if I can find it, tape runner, stamp and seal, and I just ran a couple of strips. I want to cover up this right here, so just bring that across, and then cut your ribbon, and then use some dimensionals to pop it up. All right, and then let's see, we're gonna make a bow. And then I use glue dots to adhere it down. And I usually do a few glue dots under here just to secure. And then, let's see, I'm going to hide my gems. Here they are. I just put a few of these iridescent, I call these iridescent pastel gems. I just put a few on here. And that's the card too. Okay, so now for card 3. This is the card we're going to make. So on the inside, I put strips at the top and the bottom. That's your choice if you want to do that. Again, you'll cut your own designer series papers, so you have to decide if you want to do that or not. I think sometimes if you have that extra little piece, rather than throwing it away, it just gives extra interest to your card. So I'm so sorry for coughing. I am trying to get over this. I've been taking as much medicine as my body will let me take. I know I am so tired of coughing. Like, I'm over it. Okay. Now, when you're making this card, you can pause the video as much as you need to. That's how I learn sometimes. I just play the video and pause it when I get caught up. I'm hoping to make this a live event in a Facebook group when I get more people joining. But for now, I want to advertise it so people can know. You know, a lot of people don't even know it exists. So, okay, so I'm going to die cut this frame. Let's see. This time we're doing the smaller one, and it does the same thing. It only cuts the center out. So whatever size you cut this to, the PDF, I put in the PDF the measurements that I picked. But you want to get this centered in here because it only cuts out this center part. So let me do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this will be the same thing. We're going to glue this down like this and then stamp. It's up to you if you want to stamp first. I think this time I'm going to, I think I'm going to do the Calypso Coral instead of the crushed curry. I'm never a big fan of stamping in yellow. I don't know why. It just, I don't know. I don't think it's good to the eye, but you can do what you want, whatever colors you have. I kind of did center, but it seems like it's a little bit to the right, but I'm going to try doing center. Oh, I messed it up. So see, if you mess it up, just flip it over. Let me clean this off. This thing seems like it's... Okay. Better. Now I got a little bit of ink right here, but that's okay. We'll cover it. We'll end up covering that up. I just did just a little dab of glue on this edge piece just so it would, that front part would glue down. Just like a little dot. Okay. And when I cut this, I cut it just a hair under the measurement because the measurement on the PDF is the same size for both of them, but I just did like, for this I cut like right on the line, and this I cut, the bottom one I cut just before the line, so. Okay. So we can pop this up. If people ever tore my cards apart, they would find so many mistakes they wouldn't even know. I'm loving this bundle. This bundle is so pretty. And I've seen other people use it with other papers. So you could do these same cards with different paper and get a totally different effect. Okay, so now we have, let's see, we have these little sprigs. There's 4 of them, and I gave you 2 pieces of the Lost Lagoon to cut those. So now we're going to stamp the flowers and the leaves. So there should be, did I not put, I got to make sure I put some in your card. I'll just grab a piece of Very Vanilla and let's grab my Santa. For this one, I used the little, I don't know, it looks more Christmassy, the little leafy, but this isn't a Christmas set, but yeah, it fits. Okay, so I use crushed curry and I use Calypso coral. I don't remember stamping off. I think I just went full color, but let's see what it looks like. Maybe I did. I know Calypso Coral, Calypso Coral is one of my, I love Calypso Coral, but like the crushed curry, the yellows, I wasn't real fond of this color because it's like, it comes in like kind of like a mustard color, and that's not really my thing, but to each is our own. We got a new yellow that's called Lemon Lolly. Now I really like it. It's very pretty. Okay, so this one I'm doing in the Calypso Coral, and I really like this color. Of course, some of my favorites is like the sea color, like blues and pinks and peaches, and even though I don't prefer this yellow, I think this card is stunning. I love it. Now I use the Lost Lagoon for the leaves. Even though this is supposed to be like a blue, it's almost like a blue-green when you use it for leaves. I was watching another demonstrator and realized that, you know, you can use this blue for a green, and I love it. I've been doing it ever since I seen that, her video. So I stamped that off, and then this I'm going to go full on. Now you could go with another color if you wanted to bring in, or another color, but I like this color. I tend to use whatever colors are in the paper. Whatever colors are in the paper, that's what I stick with. And if you look on in the paper, you can see that they've used that color, the Lost Lagoon. So that's why I brought that color in. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to go die cut these, and I'm also going to die cut these. So these are this little twig, and then this one, and the leaves are this one. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see. So what I did was I just kind of fanned these from the corner, kind of laid them out how I wanted. When I was making this card, I don't know, I feel like this flower looks upside down, so I'm going to do it different this time. I just kind of wanted this to vine up a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to glue this first. Now you can pick all this stuff out of there if you want. I really don't care if it's there or not. Sometimes I take it out and sometimes I don't. Especially down here at the bottom, it's going to be covered up. I tend to glue this part right here and not so much the top, so it's kind of loose, but it's secure. Now again, you could use the adhesive sheets for this and you wouldn't have you could, you know, stick it down better without glue. I'm just going to use this glue, regular glue. I'm popping these up on the dimensionals. Oh, I got to make sure I don't cover up my sentiment. Okay, I'll give this just a little bit more glue because I kind of tore that. My husband's watching TV. Hopefully you can't hear it. He's in the other room, but I do now have my door. Finally got my door in my room. It's not completely finished, but it's up. I get this glue on my fingers. It really makes them sticky. Okay, so let's find our adhesive dots. So So I ran out of the smaller pink ones. I've only got one. I think I'm going to stick with the smaller ones, so I'm just going to use the blue ones. Okay, so there's card 3. I don't know which one you like. If you like the yellow or the crushed gray or the calypso coral for the sentiment, but they're both the same to me. And then here I changed the flower. This one's kind of looks more upside down. This one looks like they're both going that way to me, but you know. Okay, so next card. Okay, so this is card 4. I love the detail of this right here. It's pretty. Again, you can use the inside, like the scraps for the inside if you want. This tag right here, it's included in your kit, and it's already die cut. It comes from the tailor-made tags. I use this a lot. But anyway, so let's open up our kit. So we'll go ahead and glue. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, I did put. I'm gonna go ahead and put the strips on. Do the inside. Now you can pick which side you want. If you want the same as the inside, or you can flip it over and have the outside, whatever you want to do. There's no real measurement to the strip. Obviously this is 4 inches wide, but you can make this as thick as you want. I usually use whatever's left over at the, like when I cut this. So this would be a 6 by 6. And I would cut this at 4, and then this would be at 5 1/4, whatever's left down here. A lot of times I'll use, as long as the pattern goes the right way. Now, it just depends. Like this one probably goes this way, but I didn't even notice that when I was doing this. It just kind of looks random. So, you know, I think it looks fine either way. Okay, so for this card, you're going to cut this right here is 1 1/4 inches. So you're going to cut 3 inches from the edge off the front of your card up here. So you're going to turn it, so this is your front, to 3 inches. And then you're going to cut 1 1/4 inch from that. And then you can use this for another project. Save this for a little bit. Okay. Then your designer series paper, you're going to line up right here, but first you want to take your die from here, and you're going to cut 2 of them. Line up your die and cut like this. There's a little tiny border piece right here. just a little bit of detail. Now you don't see it as well as you do on this side, but it just gives it a little bit of detail. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and stamp our flower on here. Now you can pick whatever color you want. You can do the Calypso Coral, you can do the crushed curry, whatever you want. I did the crushed curry because I did the sentiment and hello there, and I did the stem and the Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to stamp that in crushed curry. I'm just going to do that because I want to die cut at the same time. Pull my block out. Now you could stamp multiple flowers and lay them on this, but I didn't feel like it needed it because I felt like the designer series paper did its own thing. So so now I'm going to go die cut the two pieces, the two strips and this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stamp. I have put my mounted the leaf. So it's this flower that we just stamped and die cut. Now we're going to do this leaf, and then I'm going to use the sentiment hello there. It fits pretty good on here. I'm going to do the leaf first, and I'm going to try and keep it as far down to the bottom as I can without going off. Even if you go off, it's fine, but I did that in the Lost Lagoon, and now I'm going to do the sentiment and the Calypso Coral. Again, I just think the pink stands out better, or is more readable, I guess. And I'm just going to go right above that, where that leaf. Don't worry about that there's a gap up here, because when you're going to tuck this under your bow, and you'll need a little bit of space for that. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. So that's all done. We'll let that dry. We'll put this on in a minute. So now we have these two pieces. Now you can't really tell on my card, but I trimmed off a little bit on each end. Now you can choose to do that. It's up to you. But I like when you have little pieces like that right there, I don't like it. So I usually trim that off. And I just do it with my snips or my scissors. I don't. Now this one doesn't have it, but you know. And you're not going to see all this stuff back here anyway. You're only going to see this very edge. This one's just teeny tiny. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to line up our decorative edge. So we're going to do from this side, like it'll be underneath, and then we'll put this paper, and then we'll put another strip, and then this on top. So I'll show you. We're going to do from the back, and I'm going to use this adhesive stuff. Let me grab my silicone mat. That way if I go off, it doesn't stick to my surface. Okay, so now I'm just going to take that decorative edge and just put it as even as I possibly can. And it doesn't have to be perfect because no one is going to really even notice it. Okay, and then we're going to, you can use glue or you can use your tape, whatever you want to use. Go right back over that. And then you're going to bring in your designer series paper and you're going to line it up to the edge, like so your card was going to close. Did I not cut this? I must not have cut this right. Uh-oh. Okay, so this one's not cut right. Yours should be cut right. I'll make sure, but I'm going to just line it up like this so there is an even border, because I'm not going to waste this. So see how there's an even border all the way around? If yours is not cut like this one where it goes edge to edge, then do this right here. And then you fold that down. See it? Even though I made a little mistake, it doesn't matter. It still looks nice. So now you're going to flip this over, and then see right here, we're going to put another, first we're going to take this piece, and we're going to run our runner, or, you know, I prefer to use this when I'm doing stuff like this. And run that along the edge. And if you have any that goes over the edge, just kind of roll it back. Now you're going to do the same thing. Line this up as best. See how that's kind of run over? You're going to line this up to the edge. I'm sorry I'm not talking louder. My throat is so sore. But I'm trying to get my work done. I'm feeling better, but I'm not 100% at all. I feel like my throat is so froggy sounding, but I want to get this done. Okay, so now we're going to, you can use glue or whatever. I think I'll just grab some glue here. And you're going to come on the inside of your card and line that up. To the edge of that front one, or the bottom one. I really like this card. I love the detail of it. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our ribbon. And if this gives you a little bit of resistance, try not to push this all the way to the over, like have it come over a little bit. But if it gives you any kind of resistance, just use your bone folder to give it a little push down. Okay, so now we're going to do this, bring our ribbon in, and let's see. Whoops. So what I like to do is I like to, how did I do this? Let's see, because I did it all the way around. So I must have brought it around. Okay, so I want to make sure this is flat here. And then I'm going to close this up and tie the bow. I try to make it as flat as possible, and then we'll put some glue dots in there to make it stay. Hold on, I don't want to waste so much ribbon. Definitely double check and make sure it's flat on the back. I still feel like that's too much. Hold on a second. I really like this ribbon, so I don't want to waste it. Okay. That's better. Don't worry about positioning so much, because we can always adjust it before we put the glue dots down. Now if you have trouble tying a bow, here's a little trick. You just take your tweezers and put them in there like that, and it'll hold it in place as long as you don't pull real hard. I'm definitely going to buy some more of this ribbon. I like it. I think we've had it for a little while and I just haven't used it. Okay, pull your tweezers out of there. Keep you a pair of ribbon scissors. I put a little ribbon on mine so I know, and I only cut ribbon with it so they're extra sharp. Okay, now let's get some glue dots. And I am going to start from the back and make sure this is straight. And then I'm going to put just a few glue dots just to make sure it doesn't slide. Now don't put one underneath here just yet. I made the mistake of doing that the first time and I couldn't slide my banner or tag under there. Okay, so you can do however you want. You can slide this under, you put it on dimensionals. I think I put this on I put this on mini dimensionals, which I have them. I don't know if you do, but so we have two different kinds. We have the regular ones and the mini. The minis are a little bit, now if you get the ones in the paper pumpkin kit, they're thicker, but like these are a little bit thinner. They're not so raised up, but they're a lot smaller too, so. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here. And we're going to slide that up underneath. Just like that. And then we'll put one more glue dot up underneath the bow. Just like that. Okay. So now let's bring in our, where'd they go? What did I do with them? Here they are. These little gems. These are so pretty. Now you can pick whatever you want. You can go with the small ones, the big ones. What I did with this one was I brought in our flower and I popped it up on, I think, a mini dot. I just put that right on the edge there, and then I put one of these in the middle. Oops. I need to let some of my putty out. Now, if you have this take your pick tool, there is the putty end is you can buy refills for it. But when you turn it, you just turn it just a little bit, and it'll just a little bit, and it'll start coming out. And then I usually push it down a little bit, and that helps pick these up so well. And so this is the finished card. Thank you so much for participating in the card club. I hope to grow this. It's a new program I just started. This was the very first one. it'll only get better once I figure all the little details out. Eventually, I want to take this to a membership and have a private Facebook group where we do these videos live over a series of maybe a few days, or we could do a long craft day if you wanted. I'm trying to kind of make it to what my customers want, what they want to do. My time is your time, because I'm making this a full-time thing for me. So any kind of input, I will be happy to listen and make sure that we include that in this program. So thank you so much for participating. I hope you are already signed up for October. October is going to be Christmas cards, and I cannot wait to start making those cards, because I love doing Christmas and Halloween. But I skipped over Halloween for this because I know not everyone does that. But yeah, hope to see you next month. Bye bye. Have a blessed day.